In this episode, Mordecai and Rigby face a problem that starts out as completely ordinary but quickly mutates into another chaotic situation because of their inability to handle responsibility in even the simplest form. Benson assigns them the task of making hot dogs for the park's grill-off, a job that should be straightforward and easy to complete, but their lack of experience and interest immediately sets them up for failure. The episode continues the theme that whenever they're trusted with something basic, they find a way to turn it into something complicated, either through laziness, distraction, or pure bad luck. Their first mistake happens when they decide to ignore the instructions for preparing the hot dogs. Instead of taking their time and doing the job properly, they rush through everything, convinced that cutting corners will somehow produce the same results. This is a familiar pattern in their behavior, and it reinforces the idea that they rarely understand the consequences of their actions until it's too late. Their impatience leads them to use a strange experimental meat from the freezer, something they don't bother questioning, because they assume it will make the job quicker and easier. Their reckless decision marks the beginning of the supernatural escalation that drives the rest of the episode. As soon as they start cooking the mysterious meat, things take a turn. The hot dogs begin to move on their own, twitching and crawling in a way that feels disturbing and comedic at the same time. Mordecai and Rigby are initially confused but not nearly alarmed enough, which reflects how desensitized they've become to strange phenomena. Their slow realization that they might have created something dangerous builds tension as the hot dogs start acting more aggressively. The episode uses this transformation to highlight how even the smallest tasks can spiral into a bizarre threat when the two are involved. The real chaos begins when the mutant hot dogs gain intelligence and escape, forming an organized group with a surprisingly clear mission: revenge for being cooked. The sight of tiny angry sausages declaring war on their creators is absurd, but the show plays it with enough seriousness to heighten the humor. Mordecai and Rigby realize too late that their shortcut has created a genuine threat to everyone at the park. Their panic mirrors their usual reaction when their laziness leads to disastrous consequences, and the episode builds on this familiar pattern with a new layer of absurdity. As the hot dogs attack, the story shifts into an almost action movie pace, with Mordecai and Rigby scrambling to defend themselves using improvised strategies. Their attempts to fight back are clumsy and ineffective at first, showcasing how unprepared they are for any situation that requires quick thinking or bravery. However, the constant pressure forces them to adapt, pushing them into a state where they must work together more efficiently than usual. Their desperation becomes the driving force behind their creativity, and their chaotic problem-solving style becomes both their greatest weakness and their unexpected strength. The hot dogs eventually corner them, revealing their plan to transform Mordecai and Rigby into the same type of living meat creatures. This moment adds a strange but fitting sense of urgency to the conflict. The idea of becoming the very thing they accidentally created reflects the theme that their choices often backfire in unexpected ways. When all seems lost, they manage to turn the situation around through a mix of improvisation and sheer luck, taking advantage of the mutant hot dogs' overconfidence to outmaneuver them. The climax comes when the entire batch of mutant hot dogs falls victim to the same heat that created them. Mordecai and Rigby use the grill as their last resort, drawing the creatures into a trap that finally ends the chaos. The solution is chaotic, messy, and barely thought out, perfectly fitting their style. When it's all over, they're left exhausted and covered in the remains of their mutated mistake, but relieved to have stopped the disaster before it spread any further. The resolution returns the episode to its grounded tone as Benson arrives, unaware of the chaos that just unfolded. Mordecai and Rigby scramble to hide the evidence of what happened, trying to make it seem like everything went according to plan. Their attempt to appear competent is transparent and unconvincing, but Benson chooses not to pry, likely because he's used to the pattern by now. The moment encapsulates the show's ongoing cycle. They cause a supernatural mess, barely survive it, and then return to acting like nothing happened. This episode expands the comedic formula of regular show by turning something as simple as cooking into a full-scale battle against sentient meat creatures. It reinforces how Mordecai and Rigby's shortcuts always lead to unpredictable problems, while also showcasing how their chaotic teamwork allows them to survive the consequences. The mixture of ordinary tasks, absurd threats, and emotional beats around their friendship maintains the continuity of the series and sets the stage naturally for the next episode, where their pursuit of convenience and excitement once again drags them into strange and unpredictable trouble.